Namaste. Let us begin our time together with a meditation. Focusing your attention at the sun center, the point between your eyes. Turning your head to the left with a double exhalation. Bring your head back to the center, beginning to watch your breath. O Great Spirit, saints and sages of all times, of all places, O ye pathmakers of old, most beloved Lord divine, in all of thy names and all of thy forms, most beloved ancestors of our bloodlines, of our adopted lines, our spiritual lines, our friendship lines. Namaste. We call upon all of thee as we come together as a sangha today. Sweep clear the obstacles of our mind. Sweep clear the obstacles of our bodies. Use the sipping breath, inhaling as if through a straw, keeping your attention focused at the sun center. Pull the energy from the limbs of your body to the trunk of your body. From the trunk of the body, pull the energy to the sun, to the spinal column. Again, with the sipping breath, pull the energy from the base of the spine up to the sun center. And move that energy as a golden ball of light around your body, moving to the left, behind you, to the right, and in front of you. Encase your entire being in a golden ball of light. And do this 3 times. Expand that golden light to a comfortable place. Keeping your attention at the sun center, take 3 long inhalations and exhalations, letting the breath release the tension from the body. Now continue to watch your breath, inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling through the nostrils. now fully relaxed in the body. Move your awareness above the room you're in. Above the building. Move as high as you are able into the high realms. When you can go no further, stop for a moment and rest. There's no effort. Move higher. Until you come to the high place. And here, take your meditation seat. Focus your attention at the sun center and simply begin to watch your breath from this high spot. Being present only at this moment. Now in your mind's eye, you see a mountain. In front of that mountain is a meadow. Begin to walk through the meadow, seeing all the signs of spring beginning. And through the meadow, you can see a path. Ascending into a forest. As you ascend, you see the small buds peeking out of the ground. A tiny beginning of new life. You hear the creek running next to you. The spring waters. As you ascend, you come to a clearing. And in this clearing is the most beautiful shrine. It is perfect for you. Every piece of it fits your taste. As you gaze at the shrine, you see it is the color of healing and cleansing for you at this very moment. As you enter the shrine, you see a mirror. And in the mirror, you see colored lights around your body, in your body. Observe them. The mirror dissolves away. You are left with the knowing of what needs to be transformed. Entering into the healing light, the shrine. Everything within the shrine is your color of healing. Walk to the back of the shrine. There's a large pool of healing light. Enter into this. As soon as you enter, the clothing, the shoes, all begins to dissolve away. And you walk back towards the brilliant waterfall of healing light. And as you walk, the light pours upon your shoulders, upon your crown center. It rises up to fill every cell of your being. You reach the waterfall of light, and the light falls down upon you. You are completely bathed in healing light. Feel all of the heavy, gluey stickiness falling away. Feel the pains of the body falling away. Feel the pains of the mind falling away. Standing under this waterfall of healing light, feel it pour upon you. Filling every cell of your being, pouring out through the very pores of your being, pouring out through your fingertips, through your eyes, through your ears, through every part of your body. For this moment you are free. At this moment you are healed. The karmas are dissolving away. The regrets are dissolving away. The sorrows are dissolving away. The emotions are dissolving away. Breathe in the color of healing. Exhaling, letting everything go. Breathing in and exhaling. In your mind's eye, see your hands, your body. See little scrubbing brushes pouring down from the light. See the scrubbing brushes moving throughout your body. And gently, gently, gently letting go. Ever so gently letting go. Cleansing and healing. Till only the water of light is pouring down upon you, and you are full. Move out from the waterfall, through the pool of light, to your shrine. Out to the mountain, and return as you are ready to your meditation place. And as you sit in meditation, you will softly and gently chant the Om mantra, inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling the Om. Feel that Om radiating out and coming back with your inhalation. Now just begin with a double exhalation to the left. Bring the head back to the sun center. Inhaling. Om. Inhaling. Inhale. Hold on to this peaceful feeling. Hold on to the peace, the equanimity, as we continue our time together. Namaste. Once upon a time, in the ever-present now, there was a young man. He lived in a large urban setting, and his family was economically not so strong. It was a little wavering. They got along all right, but it wasn't easy all the time. His father suffered from great depression, great sadness. When the boy was 11, his father took his own life. It was time for him to leave the earth. He couldn't be here anymore. Well, as you would imagine, the boy was confused, lost, and everywhere he looked, it was dark, it was chaotic. There didn't seem to be very many opportunities. But there was a game he liked to play. He played the game with his dad when he was little. And he thought, that makes me happy. I'm going to play that game. And he went out and started playing the game. Took a ball. And then he was 11 when his father died, and he was on his way to being 12, entering high school. And one day he thought, well, I want to be the best at something. It doesn't look too good around here. What can I be the best at? If nothing else, I'm going to be the best person that knows how to throw this ball into that hoop. Funny, isn't it? The things we want to be the best at. And the boy sat down and he thought, well, I wonder how I become the best. He liked throwing the ball in the hoop. Well, I'll do it every day. That's what I'll do. I'll do it every day. I like it. It brings me joy. I'll do it every day. Now, how many times should I do it? He was a 12-year-old boy, 11 going on 12. What did he know? How many times should he do it? There was nobody to ask. Nobody to ask him how. Nobody for him to ask how he tilled the ground to become the best. What seeds did he plant to become the best? And he thought, well, I'll work up. I can do 50 today. I'll do 100. Let me see how far I can work. He worked up to 100 a day, 200 a day, 300 a day. He really liked what he was doing. 400 a day, 500 a day. By the time that boy entered high school, 500 times every day, he took that ball and shot it, a jump shot, into the hoop. Without fail, 500 times every day. Every day. All through high school. All through the part of college he went to. All through his career in the NBA, the National Basketball Association. Even through part of his coaching career. He planted the seed early, and he kept planting the same seed over and over and over and over and over, so that he would achieve what he wanted to achieve, which for him was a feeling that he could be the best at this one thing. You know, the best in what group? The best in his neighborhood is what it started out as. The best in his high school, the best among friends. And then it turned out to be, the best in his field. So we have to look at that young man. Larry Bird was his name, is his name. We have to look at him and say, what did he do that we can learn from? What did he do we can learn from today? His life was very chaotic. It was not easy as a young man to have his mother left as a single mother. Not easy as a young man to face his father leaving them when he was so young. It was very hard. And so what did he do? He found one thing that he wanted to plant, one thing that would bring him joy. Not 5. He wasn't trying to be, the best at 5 things. He was trying to be the best at 1. Do one thing really well. And so this week, the moon enters Pisces, the sign of the zodiac associated with intuition, the sign of the zodiac associated with your meditative energies, your higher energies. We began our time together by ascending to the shrine of healing, that you would be filled with the color of light that you needed at this time, that you would be filled with healing, that we would be filled with healing at this time as we needed it, in whatever way we need it. Someone wrote to me recently and said, I would like to be, we should all be freed from their negativity, is what she said. We should all be freed from their negativity. And I kept my mouth shut. But I'm saying now, we should all be freed from our negativity. If we think they're the problem, This is the problem. This is the problem. This is the problem. Not them, not out there. You cannot say, they're so negative, they're so cruel, they're so mean. Look at what they're doing, without saying, well, here, I wonder what needs to be corrected here. Not in a judgmental sense, but if I say, free me from their negative thoughts, I need to say, free me from my negative thoughts. Free me from my negative thoughts that I do not pass them on to others. Free them, free me. Free them from their negative thoughts that they do not pass them on to me. Free me, free them. It doesn't stand alone. So what does that have to do with spring, right? Spring is coming. They tell me, I can see it. I saw the robins yesterday. Well, you have this period, we have this period approaching, this beautiful time when the sun will be in Pisces. Your sensitivity, your intuition, your ability to turn inward, to prepare for the arrival of Aries, the arrival of spring, the arrival of the spring equinox. Many of you know today in parts of the world, some parts, we turned our clocks forward. Not the easiest thing, they say. Use this time for interning and for reflection. This time with the sun in Pisces to look at your life and say, what do I need to do? If you are a gardener or you have gardens or you've seen gardens, you'll look out at your gardens now and say, well, I could see, okay, I need to get out here. I'm going to have to, pull these grasses which have flopped over from last year, pull up the things I didn't get out in the fall, pick up the last of the leaves from last year to prepare for the planting, to prepare for the few days from now, really, it's just a blink of an eye that the sun moves from Pisces into Aries, and we will be celebrating the spring equinox. But what does it mean for you spiritually? What is this time for you spiritually about? What does it time mean about your spiritual life, your spiritual efforts? It means that it is a time to come to reflection. Planning, if you will. Doing, if you will. This is not the time to plant the seeds. This is the time to till what needs to be tilled. If you're like me and your office has, too many books out and too many projects in process and too much paper and too many things stacked up, this corner filled with the books on Sanskrit, and this corner filled with astrology, and this corner filled with the meditation, what is this time for? Put the books away. Take all the notes and say, all right, what really is important here? What am I really trying to do? What do I really need to carry forward? And what do I need to let go of? What must I let go of? In this beautiful meditation that we did today, the healing meditation, the light with the energy to help you to let go of those gluey, sticky things that are sticking to your aura, the gluey habits that are sticking to your body and your mind, so that we can till this garden of our thinking, of our speaking, of our acting, all one Kriya, so that we can till it, we can prepare it for what we want to bring to fruition. As we plant in the spring, as we plant, what do we want to do? What do we want to plant? What seeds do you want to plant? Or if I could say it really more properly, spiritually, what seed do you want to plant? Is your garden going to be filled with a row of tulips, rows and rows and rows of tulips, or rows and rows and rows of sunflowers? Or rows and rows and rows of a book? The lesson to me, the beauty of the lesson of the basketball player is his profound awareness that he had to practice. I was at a concert with my husband this weekend and hearing Maestro Blumstead conduct Bruckner's Fourth Symphony without a score in front of him. 66 minutes conducting this beautiful orchestra without a score. Before that, he conducted a Mozart piano concerto without a score. He practiced. Now, Maestro Blumsted's 95 years old, and he spent his entire life, since he was very little, practicing music, being fed by music. And the reason that he can conduct this beautiful score, obviously, he has conducted it again and again and again and again. He's studied it, he's read it over and over and over and over and over. And I'm asking you today to think, what have you done over and over and over and over? And maybe you will love the answer and want to continue it. And maybe you won't. Maybe you're going to say, I really don't like what I've been doing over and over and over and over and over. Have you been cultivating kindness? Have you learned to be gentle and polite? Have you learned to say thank you to people? Have you learned to say, I appreciate you? Have you learned to have gratitude? It's a seed to grow. Have you learned to quiet the mind, to allow the mind to quiet? Have you learned to let go of your biases and prejudices and say, wow, that's interesting. Wow, how did I get tangled up in that piece of karma? What do I do to let go of it? And so this time is a time for reflection. It's a time for interning and allowing your intuition to tell you, to show you, what do you need to do next? It's time to stop. Some of you are going so fast. You're living your life as if you're going to be here forever. You're running, you're racing, you're doing everything you can to get it done, get it done, get it done. Oh, but my beloved, what about you? What about you? What about your equanimity, your peace, your quiet, your ability to discern what you should be doing, how and where you should be doing it? You're using the tools of your meditation to soften the personality, to soften the karmas of the life. What about you? Now I know one has to spend an awful lot of time making a living, if you will. But in between that, while you're doing that, what about you? Are you chanting mantra? Could you chant Om during the day? Could you stop and use that observer practice where you lift your awareness 18 inches above your head. And just watch what's going on. Can you do that during your everyday life? And the answer is yes, you can. You may have to remind yourself in the beginning, oh yes, here, every time I take a sip of water, I'm going to remember to put that awareness above my head. Every time I see the color blue, the color white, the color pink, the color orange, the color green, you pick the color, I'm going to mentally chant Om. I'm going to put my hand in the Om mudra. Every time I close my eyes, I'm going to focus my attention here and chant Om. Easy. It's small things that allow you to take your practice into your everyday, all the work that you're doing. So you're giving back to yourself again and again and again and again. You're feeding yourself again and again and again. You're nourishing yourself again and again and again. I know for some of you, I know well that it's a difficult time. And emotions of anger and hatred and violence can arise in the mind. Sadness, depression can arise in the mind. Neti, 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 neti. I'm not this thought. I'm not the thought thinking this thought. I'm not thought. Now, I'm sure you can say, doesn't she have anything new to tell us? Can't she give us a new shining technique? Doesn't she know any more than that to share? Yeah, yes, I could. But today, at this moment, really our time together today is a time for you and I to stop and say, with what we have, how are we spending it? What are we doing? And what do we need to let go of? And you know, the healing meditation this morning was to till the land, the soil of your karma, the soil of your mind, the soil of your body, to till it. I don't know if you've ever seen a rototiller or you've ever been out in a garden with a hoe to till, but when you use the rototiller, or which are very nice if you can find one if you have a nice garden, or you till by hand, either way, you're digging up the dirt, you're churning it. It's a churning. And the hardened clumps are loosened. They're loosened. And some of them become finer dirt. But you're making rows, you know. You make rows when you till. You make rows when you chant mantra. You make rows when you say thank you to people. You make rows when you stop and think with gratitude. Oh, wow. That was a lovely orchid that person sent to me. Thank you. Every time you see the orchid, you think of that person. Thank you. Thank you. You look at the Murti, the beautiful Murti, and you say, oh, yes, I remember how that Murti came to this space. Bless the person who made it possible, the persons who made it possible. You till, and you till, and you till, and you till. Every time someone comes and cuts you off on the expressway, and your mind becomes angry, neti, 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 let them go. Let them go. Driving on the Eisenhower yesterday, Friday, I guess, I had somebody was in a real hurry, and I've been there, I felt for them, but they were in such a hurry that they went along the side of the expressway, and they failed to see that there was a police car in the traffic. You and I, we do that. We get in such a hurry that we try to get out and try to get around, and we fail to see that if we haven't done the proper steps, we're going to get stopped along the way. And that soul got stopped, and I'm sure they were late getting to wherever they wanted to go, and made later by their impatience. What are you shortcutting? What are you not doing that you really, really should be doing? You know, gosh, I really don't feel like meditating today, so I'm going to do something else. I'm going to read a book. I don't want to shut my eyes and meditate for this moment. I'll scroll through social media. One of the characteristics about life here on the earth plane is that we must think ahead. It's the value of all of the science of astrology, meditation. One needs to think ahead to successfully live here. Are you thinking ahead? And I'm not talking about living in the future. I'm saying at this moment, say, I need to set aside an hour tonight for reflection. I need to just set an hour aside. When is the next new moon? Oh, well, it's March 13th. The next new moon is at the end of this month. Depending upon where you live, it's the 31st or the 1st. What do I need to be doing now for what I need to accomplish then? What turns? What's coming? What's changing? And what do you want? What do you want your life to be about? What do you want to be joyful, to be happy? What will make you happy now, at this moment? Do that thing now. And I don't mean, have a bowl of ice cream or eat a bonbon. I mean, looking at the beautiful birds that are coming back, watching the flowers, listening to the music, watching your breath, giving yourself time, taking a bath, relaxing, doing something that brings you joy. In all of your getting, learn to let go that which you no longer need. Sometimes it's very hard, very, very hard. Sometimes you see that there are people who you thought were one way and they're not. And all that means is their karma is no longer relative to yours. You will find that there are times, and many of you are going through it now, where there was a loved one, someone you thought you could count on, and you come to a time and you say, oh, wow, something changed. What happened? It doesn't matter. What happens is you adjust, adapt, acclimatize to live in the new world, to till the soil the way it needs to be tilled, to plant what you need to plant in order to live your life in ever greater joy and happiness. And sometimes this means letting go of people who have been part of our lives. Sometimes it means saying, no, not anymore. Thank you. Whether you say it internally or you actually go to the process of saying it externally. Do not let others feed your feeling of unworthiness. As one of my disciples so beautifully said, it's very hard when someone comes up and feeds my internal sense of unworthiness by their comments, their actions. I'm already feeling unworthy, and they come up to me externally and they say, well, you're and she's right. Don't let that happen. You shouldn't be having the feelings of unworthiness within you, but when they arise, say neti, neti, neti. But if somebody is in your life that is cruel, that is not kind, you don't have to let them in. You can say, I respect you, I bless you, I honor you, until life between us is more harmonious. Adieu, bonsoir. Until we meet again, let it be harmonious at that time. At this moment, you have permission, if you need it, to detach, to let go from the parts of your life that are causing you harm. Do it clearly, softly, gently, and most harmoniously. In other words, you don't like the job, don't go out and quit the job tomorrow. Don't do that. Good to have another job before you go out and quit, or at least $10 in the bank. And with that, I wish you great joy as you look at your life, as you move, as the sun moves into Pisces. Remember to accept yourself. And remember, as you're reviewing your life and saying, well, what do I want? What do I want? How do I get there? What do I want to be happy? How do I feed that gratitude? How do I feed that happiness? If you give someone a gift and they don't acknowledge it, you give them a gift and they throw it on the floor, don't give them any more of your gifts. There's plenty of other people in the world that will be happy to accept the gifts of your presence, your love, your time, your talents. And so I ask that we join together now as we end our meditation. Join together in chanting the Om Shanti mantra, that we might share the gift of our yoga city, that you share the gift of your yoga city, that I share mine, and that we radiate that forth to all sentient life, that we radiate it forth to all of those who are in need at this time, that all have that which they need as they need it, when they need it, including you and me. So focusing your attention at the sun center, at the point between your eyes. And turn your head to the left and exhale twice. Up. And now as you begin to chant the Om Shanti 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 mantra, first we will chant it and send that, radiate that mantra forth to someone whom you love very dearly, either here or on the other side, that they may have that which they need. Inhaling and then exhaling with the Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti. In your mind's eye now, see a friend who has done something helpful for you and radiate the Shanti to them. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now see your closest family members. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now all of your family. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now all of those souls who have befriended you at any time. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now pour forth your blessings to all of those who have been of help to you in any way, in any time. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now pour forth your blessings to all of those souls who you think don't deserve your blessings. That's right. Well, anyone that you think is not deserving, give the blessings at this moment anyway. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now finally send forth 3 Om Shantis to all realms, to all beings, that they might be assisted as they need most. O ye powers that be, join with us in this blessing. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Namaste. Know at this moment, remember here and know that as you were able to send your blessings to all of those who you think are not deserving of your blessings, you have opened your soul. Continue to do this through this day. You have opened your soul, because it means that any time that you don't feel worthy, you will be able to receive the blessings. You opened your soul to give to them, and thus you're opening your soul to receive the blessings of life unto yourself. And I thank you as always for the blessing of your presence, your yoga city, your meditative energy. It is vivifying and strengthening. It feeds the teachings, and it certainly is a blessing to me. Thank you. Namaste. Shanti.